Today we are going to talk about masks. We're going to wish a very important cruise influencer a very happy birthday and talk about some itineraries that do check off some boxes. One of our Let's Go family members brought one of them up last night at our live, and lots of other things that I feel like we need to talk about here together. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Today is Tuesday. It is August 22nd of 2023. Really quickly first, will you please subscribe to our channel? Would love to have you with us, and I think you will enjoy coming along and being part of our amazing community. Also, if you enjoy our videos, would you please give this one a thumbs up? It really does help us. So let's go ahead and start off with wishing Tony a very happy birthday. Tony and Jenny over at Lido, Loca. I hope that they have a wonderful day together celebrating Tony's birthday, and Gordon, I send both of you our love. We had the great pleasure of getting to meet Tony at the Vloggers Cruise at the end of January on the Norwegian breakaway there out of New Orleans, but Jenny wasn't able to come, and we would just absolutely be delighted if we ever get the chance to meet Jenny in person. I really hope we do. So hope you both have a lovely day. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about some things that have been showing up in the news. I've been hearing rumors for a little while, and more to the point, I feel like I should go ahead and tell you what I'm seeing, and I would like to hear if any of you are seeing information about this as well. So, I don't think that ever things are truly going to go back to the way they were before COVID. Rumors have been going around that this fall, that perhaps masking is going to be required again on airlines of the workers and recommended for passengers. You never really know. It's really easy to start a rumor, but I have seen this in several places. And then I came across an article, and it's called "The Tridemic is Here. Should We Be Wearing Masks While Traveling?" And Gordon will link that article below. It was a few days ago. And it basically says that the tridemic is here, which is COVID, RSV, and influenza, so that you could get any of them. And there's even suggestion that you could get kind of them all at once if you had the bad luck to do that. And so they are looking at ways, they being the CDC and other people, at the best way to try to mitigate the spread of that. This isn't a discussion about whether or not masks work. Let's just take that off the table, because I know everybody has their own opinion on that. But I really was interested as I read about this that they would maybe consider requiring masks again, or at least being very firm in the recommendation to use masks on airplanes. And I think part of the reason that I was so interested in this is so often we have people that travel, and they go on a cruise, and they travel, and they come home, and then in X number of days they end up showing up with COVID. And it seems like the media always assumes that it's COVID. Some people, that it was caught on the cruise ship, not on the airplane. But when we travel, if we come home and we end up with anything, often, like, I don't know where I got it. I don't know if I got it on the plane or on the cruise ship or in a port. There are so many places that you can catch COVID that I think it's really important to note that while we wear, if they recommend masks to wear on the airplane, that there are a lot of other places that you can catch it as well. And so, tell me what you think about that. If you have to wear a mask, will you go on an airplane again? Every once in a while, like when we were just traveling, where's the last place? When I just came home from Boston, there were a couple of people on airplanes, and I see them wearing different kind of masks. Everything from your N95 to your just, a fabric one that someone made at home, and everything in between. Just tell me what your thoughts are about that. Just where we stand. Now, last night when we were in during our live, we talked about some of the things that, and I would really like to hear from you, because I know everyone can't attend our live, but it was a really good one. If you want to go back and watch, we had amazing people attend, and what great conversations we had with you all. So one of the things that we talked about, I wanted to know what everyone has learned when you travel, because travel really does change us. We learn these things, we experience things, and in the end, it really does change who we are. are. So people were so kind to share some of the things that they had noticed. Gordon and I shared some of the things that we have noticed about us and that have been such a blessing in our life to be able to travel. But I came across this news story, and I actually had it on my list to talk to you about yesterday, and then I thought, oh, I don't know. But today I'm going to go ahead and tell you about it. So up in the Arctic Ocean, there are icebreakers go up there because the ice is so thick. So these icebreaker ships will go, and it happens that just not too long ago this month, a Russian icebreaker and a French icebreaker met up there. They were both in that region, and there are photos, and they don't belong to me, so we will link the story below, but it shows how close those ships pulled to each other, and then they exchanged greetings and waved to each other and said, hey. And the thing that I loved about it is here you are up in the Arctic Circle, and you have two countries that are really historically not allies, but their crews on their ships are meaning to say hello because they've got the common bond that they're on these icebreakers. And what a sweet experience that surely must have been for these people. The story about it, it seemed like it was a very warm exchange between the two crews on the two ships. And I just feel like, to me, that embodies some of what travel is. If those people would have met somewhere else, they maybe wouldn't have been saying they wouldn't have that common bond of both being on the icebreaker and being up in the Arctic Ocean. And I think that a lot of times travel does that for us. It brings us together in ways that we would never be together otherwise. We would never have the chance to be together, and we wouldn't have the opportunity to associate one with another, both between cultures, between individual people, and it really does affect the way that we see the world. And I am sure that those people who are on those two ships see each other's independent countries very differently than they would just by reading the news and looking at a map. But because they had that exchange, it changes that. And I feel like travel is one of those things that really does impact all of us that have the opportunity to do it. And it's whether you get to go from one state to the other state in the United States, or if you travel halfway around the world or around the world and everything in between. So I would really appreciate hearing from each one of you. What are some of the things that you have learned, experiences that have changed you? We would really appreciate hearing from you about that in the comments and over on our Facebook group. If you do Facebook and you haven't joined us yet, you should come and join us. People share the most amazing things there. They answer questions. It's a really happy place. So come and join us. It's Let's Go Travel Tips. You just click to request to join, and Gordon lets you right in. Now, as we've been talking about bucket lists, I've been looking at cruises, and last night when we were on the live, one of our Let's Go family members, Mark, asked if I had seen a certain itinerary, and I have seen that itinerary. The hard thing for me with that specific itinerary is it departs on Friday, February 21st of 2025, and that is right around when we have made our group cruise to through the Panama Canal and the Coral Princess. I'm so excited about that cruise because it'll check off my box, and I get to see the old historic locks in the Panama Canal, as well as have any of you who would like to come. So we're going to bill it as a girls cruise, so girls can come, but also if you would like to bring your husband, your boyfriend, whoever it is you travel with, it's just come. We'd love to have you. I know it's a ways down the road, but I put things on my calendar because then they are so much more likely to happen than if I just let things float. So anyway, this is a 22-day Asia and Australia cruise, and the reason that I feel like it's so remarkable is it goes to places that not only Princess doesn't go to very often, but it's all in one cruise, as well as a lot of other companies don't go. Cruise lines don't go quite as much, and it is an excellent itinerary, so I thought I'd tell you about it. If you need help with it, you are very welcome to send me an email, and I would be delighted to help you. But it leaves from Sydney, Australia, and it ends up in Alato, Papua New Guinea, then it goes to the Conflict Islands in Papua New Guinea, then it goes to Manila in the Philippines, like that. Philippines. I want to go to the Philippines and see that. It goes to Hong Kong, it goes to Taipei, and then it visits 3 ports, and Kagoshima, actually 4 when you consider where you disembark. So you go to Kagoshima, Kobe, Shimizu, and Tokyo is where you end up there in the port of Yokohama. So clearly you've got a lot of sea days to cover that much territory, but that is a lot of amazing ports all in one cruise. So if you've been thinking that you want to see that part of the world, that's a really good way to do it. I also looked, so 22 days is a long time. That's a long time for Gordon to have off work. And so I was looking for shorter cruises, and I knew that Celebrity does some shorter ones that include some of those ports, so I thought I would share those with you. So with Celebrities, there are two that go to what they call Northeast Asia. One of them sails on November 17th of 2023, so if you've got time and want to go, they have really good fares there, as well as one that goes on March 3rd of 2025. The one that goes November 17th leaves out of Tokyo, Japan. They visit Da Nang in Vietnam, then they go to Ishigaki, Japan, Hong Kong, Taipei, Kagoshima, and then they end up in Singapore. So that is a really good highlights of that whole region there. You get your Hong Kong, your Taipei, Japan, and Vietnam, and Singapore. That's wonderful. Everyone tells me that the Singapore airport in itself is a destination, that the shopping is so amazing, that the architecture is so amazing. People go to Singapore to go to the airport. So there's a tip for you. Okay. And then finally, the cruise that goes on, let's see, Monday, March 3rd, it stops in Nha Trang and it goes to Hong Kong, then some sea days, like 4 sea days, then you end up in Kagoshima, Japan, Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam, Hong Kong, China, and then Taipei, Taiwan, and then you end up in Tokyo, Japan again. So that's really nice because it's kind of the reverse, but it includes some other ports. So I thought I would just draw your attention to this. I'm going to try to do that more because it takes a lot of time to go through a lot of cruises with a lot of different cruise lines. So when I stumble across something that I think is a remarkable itinerary, I'm going to share it with you. And I completely understand that some things that stand out to one person, something different may stand out to someone else. So if you would like to put in the comments somewhere that you would really like to go, we'll keep our eye out for some fun cruises to talk about that go to those destinations, because we all need to go to the places we need to go, okay? The last thing I wanted to say is I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about insurance, because it was so big, as so many people on YouTube were talking about the situation that happened with that family with their Alaska cruise, as well as with the other person that ended up being reported on as those people had received her letter with her name on it and everything. So she was pulled into the whole situation, and her experience wasn't quite really what I think we all expect either. So I'm going to talk to you about that a little more. I am trying to find out more information about all that before I talk to you again. I really try to be really accurate here, so I don't want to just spread rumors about that. But I do want to say people have shared with me more and more the different answers they get when they call in to customer service with different cruise lines. And so like one person commented that they, over on the Princess Cruises Passenger Forum, which is not Princess's official Facebook group, but it's a really big Facebook group otherwise, that she had called Princess like 4 times and gotten 4 different answers about the packages. So I know that it puts us in a little bit of a quandary about what to believe. But I do just want to put it out there that just because you call and somebody says, no, you don't need to fly in the day early or anything, we will really try to talk about things enough. And I love that you all share your experiences so that along the way, we can learn all of the helpful things that we need to know to hopefully make it so that our travels go just as smoothly as possible. So just wanted to put that out there. So as you learn things, put it in the comments, share it with us so that, like I said, it'll smooth the way for all of us. I really appreciate you all being here with us. Thanks for joining me today. I look forward to talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.